It started as a routine traffic stop. A broken taillight, a nervous driver, and an officer just doing his job. But when police opened the trunk of the woman's sedan, they uncovered a nightmare. 2 decomposing bodies, wrapped in plastic, hidden in plain sight. Who was this woman? Who were the victims? And how did she manage to live a seemingly normal life while carrying death in the back of her car? Tonight, we dive into the chilling case that shook an entire community, a story that proves once again evil often wears the face of ordinary. On a quiet suburban road just past midnight, Officer Daniel Hughes noticed a silver sedan weaving slightly between lanes. Its taillight was shattered, its bumper dented. He flicked on his lights, expecting nothing more than a routine citation. The driver pulled over without protest. Behind the wheel sat a woman in her early 30s. She handed over her license, but her hand trembled. Her eyes darted toward the rearview mirror more than once, as if she was worried about what lay behind her. Something felt wrong. The officer's instincts told him this wasn't just nerves. He asked her where she was coming from. Her story changed. First she said the grocery store, then she said a friend's house. Backup arrived, and the officers asked if she minded them taking a look inside the vehicle. Her silence spoke volumes. The trunk was opened. The stench hid before the sight. It was a smell no officer forgets, the unmistakable odor of death. Inside were 2 bodies, carefully wrapped in blankets and layers of black plastic. The discovery horrified investigators. The victims were quickly identified. Victim 1, a 29-year-old woman named Claire Morgan, a longtime friend of the suspect. Claire had recently been reported missing by her family after failing to return calls for several days. Victim 2, a 56-year-old woman named Linda Harris, the suspect's own aunt, who lived just a few miles away. Linda had been missing for over a week. The revelation that the woman in custody had ties to both victims deepened the mystery. This wasn't a case of random violence, it was personal. The suspect was identified as Samantha Green, a seemingly ordinary woman who worked part-time at a local pharmacy. Neighbors described her as quiet, polite, even a little shy. She wasn't married, had no children, and kept mostly to herself. But police would soon learn that Samantha's life wasn't as quiet as it appeared. She had mounting debts, strained family relationships, and a history of jealousy toward her closest friends. Claire, the younger victim, had recently landed a new job and was preparing to move out of state. According to coworkers, Samantha had expressed resentment, claiming that Claire always got the lucky breaks. As for her aunt Linda, she had been financially supporting Samantha on and off for years. But recently, Linda threatened to cut her off, pushing her to become independent. Investigators began to piece together a disturbing possibility: money and resentment may have been at the core of Samantha's rage. Detectives obtained a search warrant for Samantha's small apartment. What they found added chilling context. Torn rolls of plastic wrap, identical to what was used on the bodies. Traces of blood on the carpet, hastily scrubbed but not well enough. Journal entries that revealed growing bitterness, with lines like, "They don't understand me. They don't deserve what they have. They'll pay for what they've done." Forensic teams concluded that the murders took place inside Samantha's apartment. The victims were likely lured there under normal pretenses, killed, then stored temporarily before being placed in the trunk of her car. Perhaps the most disturbing detail was how long Samantha drove with the bodies in her trunk. Surveillance footage and gas station receipts revealed she had been on the road for nearly 3 days, running errands, buying groceries, even stopping for coffee, all with 2 corpses just feet away from her. Experts later testified that this behavior indicated a disturbing detachment from reality. She wasn't panicked. She wasn't rushing to dispose of the bodies. Instead, she went about her routine, as if the horror she carried didn't exist. The courtroom was packed when Samantha Green stood trial for 2 counts of first-degree murder. Prosecutors painted her as cold, calculating, and manipulative. They argued that she killed Claire out of envy and Linda out of anger and financial desperation. The defense tried to claim diminished capacity, suggesting that Samantha suffered from untreated mental illness that clouded her judgment. But the evidence, the plastic wrap, the journal entries, the timeline, was overwhelming. Witnesses spoke of Claire's kindness, of Linda's generosity, of the future stolen by Samantha's actions. The jury took less than 4 hours to reach a verdict. Guilty on all counts. Samantha Green was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The case left an indelible mark on the community. A woman who appeared ordinary, someone you might pass in a supermarket or wave to from your driveway, was capable of carrying unimaginable darkness. This story reminds us that evil doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, behind a polite smile, behind the wheel of an ordinary car, until one night, a broken taillight exposes the truth. If you found this case as chilling as we did, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We bring you more true crime stories, mysteries, and dark cases.